Ladies and gentlemen, now it's too late with Alan Mosley.
What?
Nobody cares.
What happened
Nobody
to the...
cares.
Wait.
Uh,
All right. Hey, guys. Nobody cares.
Wow. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I don't know. I was actually going to comment that it sounded like you were in an empty room just then when you were doing the thing. And it turned out it was an empty room. The audience isn't here tonight. We're pre-rolling some tape. We're working out the kinks. This is the pre-show. Let's just work on it. Let's work on it.
We dry run.
Yeah.
And then we'll start streaming, right?
Yeah. So you'll do the intro. We'll go to monologue. I'll tell people about the live event. Nobody will get a ticket. And then they'll show up anyway and they won't get to eat. And then I'll try to tell a story that's really serious. You'll hit an inappropriate button. I'll yell at you, and we'll do commercial to disc one.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Let's do that. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of It's Too Late. I am your host, Alan Mosley, joined as always by the #1 producer in late night. It's Dave Willimowski. Dave, how are you doing?
So, good. We decided to tear out our back deck, so we started that yesterday, and I'm feeling sore today. Those deck boards do not want to come off there. They're really fighting. How you doing?
Why would you go home to work after leaving work?
Oh, I never stop working. Actually, I feel more rested when I go to work for long periods of time.
We'll talk.
Yeah. It's a quiet shop.
We'll talk. Is everything all right at home?
Yeah.
Guys, let me tell you, we're out of time. Who even cares at this point? Like, I could tell you about the live event, but it's over. Like,
yeah.
We've already paid the bill. We've already made all the reservations. So at this point, if you show up, it's just like we'll let you come in, say hi to everybody, we'll maybe sign a couple things, and out the door you go. There's no space. Yep.
Are we doing autographs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are, but you're gonna sign Alan Mosley. Like, I'm not doing it. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do both. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna.
Yeah. Well, sign mine with your left hand, and then that way it'll look different. It'll look like I've had a stroke, and we have to raise some money. Guys, the live event is right around the corner. The 5th annual It's Too Late live show coming to you June 3rd, which is like tomorrow. Jesus.
Yeah.
Here in downtown Columbia, Tennessee. But you got to RSVP just so that I can yell at you for being late. So that's really going to get a lot of people hooked. So the Eventbrite link is over there in chat. It's down there in the show notes. You know the drill at this point. But we're actually dang near close to capacity. It's going to be packed. Oh my God.
So cool.
What kind of people?
Yeah,
it's crazy. What kind of people travel across the country? First of all, to go to a live event for a podcast, period, like at all, for anyone.
Yeah.
And then 2, for us. Like, you're not going to see Joe Rogan, right? You're going to see, yeah. You're going to see the people who say dick shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be a whole thing where, like, everyone will be like, it'll be like Bart Simpson, like, say the line, say it. And I'll say, dick shitter. And everybody go, yay. Yeah.
It'll all be worth it.
Yeah. Will it though?
Yeah, it will. Well, right. I don't know. It's so expensive.
Well, all sales are final. All right. Let me tell you what I did this week. You won't believe this. I did something I've never done before. Columbia is getting to be all hipster now because of all these people that are moving into town from all over the country. You know how you've seen the demographics where, like, Tennessee is just
spreading.
Yeah.
You're getting gentrified?
Yeah, gentrified. Yeah. That's what's happening. Yeah. And they opened this place. It's a nutrition bar. Have you ever heard of those? Have you seen one of those?
No.
It's
what?
So think like a Starbucks, but all they sell is like protein shakes and these nutritional smoothies and vitamin waters and all that kind of stuff. Like think like the stuff you get at Smoothie King, but it's supposed to be all health food. Like
No,
that's
I think here it would be like a dive bar where they put celery with the wings. The nutrition.
so. Remember how I said I was going to tell a story and you just
Oh,
do only what's appropriate?
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So anyway, they opened one of these nutrition bars, and I went in there the other day, and it's one of those places. You know how it's kind of like with a certain someone's coffee. You know how it hits you in the face. You that type of place where you walk in the door and it's just boom. You're just all the aromas and the flavors. It's one of these places where they've got this huge billboard where there's like 1,000 different flavors, and I like you couldn't possibly try them all. It's that would be millions of dollars. It's a little expensive, by the way.
Oh,
I'm not their kind of clientele, but whatever. And I'm not going to name the name of the lady who was working behind the counter because I'm not here to like try to dox anyone or anything. So we'll just call her Christine because that's what was on her name tag. And so I go in and there's a line. Like this place is packed. I've never been here before, and it's actually not in a super busy part of town. It's packed. Line out the door.
wow.
Go into this place. I'm looking at all these flavors, and I'm starting to think to myself, well, maybe I'll try something. Like it's like you ever been to like one of those drink shops where they've got like all the different bottles of flavoring and they whip the bottles out like Well, I know you know that, but it's usually got alcohol.
Yeah, I know what
in
you're
it.
talking about.
Yeah. And the whole gimmick is it's like this Christian nutrition bar where all of this is health food. It's all good. It's all nutritional.
Oh.
It's all vitamins. It'll lose weight and feel great.
Oh.
So I get up to the counter. I'm ready to try something. And there's just one problem.
Mm.
The lady at the counter is fat.
Oh.
She's fat. I'm glad you guys can appreciate. Yeah. I'm glad you guys can appreciate some fat shaming. But listen, this lady is fat.
Wow.
And so now I'm thinking, wait a minute. Like this is the proprietor of this establishment. She fancies herself like a nutritionist, which by the way, in case people at home are wondering about this, a nutritionist is a snake oil salesman. The legally protected term, like the doctor, is dietitian. No. She's not a dietitian. She's a nutritionist. So this fat lady at this counter who runs this nutrition bar with like this fake diploma from, like Western Tulsa University or some bullshit, where it says she's a nutritionist. And she's like, yeah, what can I? And I'm like, how healthy can this stuff be if this woman needs to lose 100 pounds? And then that's when it just hits me like a ton of bricks. Everyone here's fat. Oh. Everyone waiting in line has got some extra baggage. And I'm like, how can this be nutritional value? And so finally I just say, yeah, well, let me grab a menu. I'll look. You serve somebody else. While I'm looking at the menu, I notice there's no info. And I'm like, hey, where can I find the nutritional value on this stuff? Which I don't think is a weird question to ask when you're at a place that has like nutritional on the sign, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's on our website. You just whatever. And I'm like, oh, I've got a smartphone. I'm gonna like run outside real quick. And I pull it up, and it's one of these deals where you got to download the PDF because they don't just have the information on their website. You got to download a PDF. So now I'm committed now. So now I'm getting a PDF app reader, and I'm because I wasn't expecting to do business on the sidewalk, today. Oh my God. So I was thinking about getting like a large like watermelon slushy thing. And it was supposed to be something that like helps with your skin and nails or whatever. I don't know. This shit was 1,327 calories.
Wow. That's more than half of your daily calories.
Yeah. Well, for me, that's twice as much as my daily calories. But yeah, this shit is literally just pure sugar.
Yep.
Yeah. I cannot believe it. And then I'm like, and you can do this. You can put a sign up that says, "Oh, this is," and I finally realize this husky wench is actually a genius. Because she's got all these fat people coming in here to buy these milkshakes. Mm-hmm. And
these are great.
Yeah. And it's healthy. And it's good for you. Yeah. And so, like the type of people who would be like, "Oh, I'll only take a small Diet Coke with my, extra large fries." Now they're thinking, "Oh, I can upsize. It's good for you."
Mm-hmm.
Clever fucking bitch.
Clever girl.
So I was gonna run her down because I totally didn't. And I now realize she's actually the smartest person I've ever met.
Yeah. You're kind of in awe.
Yeah. So maybe we put a plug on the chili business and we think about a nutritional drink shop.
Nutritional chili.
Oh.
With extra sugar and vitamins.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
TM.
Guys, let me tell you about tonight's sponsor. It was October 4th, 1993. My platoon and I were taking part in something called Operation Gothic Serpent. Oh. We were landing down in District 9 of Mogadishu, doing a raid on a malicious safe house of one General Mohammed Farah Aidid. It was a quick in and out, Dave. We're just...
Oh.
Helicopter was just going to set us down on the roof, go in, collect the target, right back out. Just a quick in and out, just like our after party.
Yeah.
The music is blaring as you come into the city. And all of a sudden it goes quiet. That's when you see an RPG launcher on the 3rd floor.
Oh.
Our bird is hit. We're going down. There's no getting out of this one. We all thought we were going to die. But just then, a convoy of Humvees comes rolling down the street, taking God knows how much fire. And it was led by one Steve Fox.
Oh, of course it was.
And we say, "Fox, how are we going to get out of here?" And he says, "I came right in here. We're going to drive right out." He gets every single one of us home that day.
You know it.
And I say, yeah. "Steve, I don't know how I could ever repay you." And you know what he says? He says, "You should try the Den Blend 2 Electric Boogaloo."
Oh,
which
delicious.
Is a blend of our dark and light roasts for the perfect medium roast. He said that. I mean, just... Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, just
professional.
Just ice water in his veins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chocolatey, smoky, clean, with a floral hint.
Oh, floral.
Yeah. That's why it says "don't be scared," by the way. That's what he told us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Yeah.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's...
You know what? Fuck you, Dave.
Sorry, I had to.
I like how Steve's actually here. He says, "Yeah, that's me." Yeah, I mean, he was there. He was there. He knows.
Okay.
He was there.
So two verified witnesses. I believe you.
Okay. All right. So anyway, you can get all of this and more at Fox & Sons Coffee, which you can find at foxandsons.com. If you use promo code ITL, you get 18% off your orders of $25 or more.
Damn.
I know. Shipping's always free over orders $37.99 or more. It's foxandsons.com.
I forgot mine. I got that big garbage bag full of it that he sent.
Yeah. Is that what you did? You just took all the different ones he sent you and you just dump them all into a garbage bag and just...
Yeah, I made my own blend. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. God, is this show over yet? Oh no, we still got some. Yeah,
we just started.
Yeah. Fuck you. All right, guys, we're gonna be back with the meme of the week and the viewer mail right after this commercial break. welcome back to the show, everybody. So, comments made on It's Too Late Now, Mosley or Not Always. It's historical fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dearest wish will come true.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, that's what it says. Yeah.
Well, we had a good run.
Yeah. I like how because they always say you can't tell somebody your wish, otherwise it won't come true. I didn't. You just knew.
Yep.
Yeah, you knew.
I know.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You know what? Because the Desk 2 segment for tonight is actually going to be a story time with Uncle Alan. And frankly, the monologue was also a story time with Uncle Alan. And if you're wondering to yourselves, man, how did we get blessed with so much story time with Uncle Alan? It's because on Monday, we ran a poll of what we should do for the community stream. And I was always just going to play Vermintide 2 because I just don't care what anyone thinks. But just because like you have to have options just so that you have a few different things to choose from. And one of the options was story time with Uncle Alan. And it actually won in a landslide.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. So I was like, well, we'll do it on Wednesday. That way we'll appease the voters. Yeah.
Makes them feel empowered.
Yeah, I thought this was a democracy. Shit. Hey Dave.
Yes, Alan.
What time is it?
Oh, it's time for Meme of the Week. Oh no.
You are running out of It Is What It Is. Are you sure you want to continue?
It took a second.
Yeah.
The second line hits kind of hard.
Yeah, those are my eyes right there. That's me. I told you it was going to hit close to home. I told you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Now you're laughing, but you're tearing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's
like,
all right.
You just spent $800 on a pool. Oh, there's your market just dropped. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're cutting back on overtime. Dave, can you only do 20 hours next week?
No.
Yeah. But we do have a bonus meme. Check out the bonus meme. The Magic School Bus could be up your ass right now, and you'd have no idea.
I really wouldn't.
Well, that one's kind of wedged in there. I might know that one.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some build-up going on.
Yeah, what's that behind it? Is that human teeth?
Jesus. I always take the opportunity to feature a Magic School Bus meme or Miss Frizzle on the show.
Yeah, you always have to.
Yeah, I always do, and I'll tell you why. I don't want people to ever forget that there was an episode of the Magic School Bus where Miss Frizzle took the kids into the ocean to get nutted on by trout.
That was an important one.
Yeah, that happened. This is not a joke. No one's making it up. It's not a Photoshop. That was a legit episode that they thought was good to air. Come along, children. Yeah.
Magic of life.
On their faces. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't play me. I didn't make it. It makes you start to wonder about all the things that have ever been made and who made it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and answer some viewer mail.
Oh yeah. We're doing a show?
Not for long.
Literally my question every week.
Yeah. Andrew Avery writes, Dear Alan and Dave, are illegal aliens put up in hotels by our government borders?
Oh.
So like border, BORDER, and then border. Yeah, because I've talked to him about doing those types of puns where people act like the audience can't see that. But
no, yeah. The podcast is lost. What are they even doing here?
I don't know. Half of last week's episode was just background noise. Like, what were they watching? You know? I don't know. Jonathan Kranza writes, Dear Alan and Dave, what is your favorite conspiracy theory? Dave, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh, hold on a second.
What?
Conspiracy theory. My camera button disappeared.
It
Oh, there
disappeared?
it is. I moved it and I forgot that I moved it. My favorite conspiracy theory. Oh, I like the moon landing because it's got a little, like, how the heck did they do that long ago when a computer was the size of a house?
Mm-hmm.
That one's fun to think about.
Yeah. You know, the thing that kills people about basically any conspiracy theory is people feel like it has to be an all or nothing. Like,
yeah.
And I don't necessarily, I think that that's where you lose it a lot of times. Like, I think that you can have a conspiracy theory where something's off, but just because you don't have it nailed down 100% doesn't mean something's not right. It just means you don't quite know what the answer is. So, like with the moon landing, for instance, it's like, so the video's bullshit.
Yeah, but they really did it.
Yeah, like I'm willing to accept that it's at least plausible that they physically went to the moon, but the video's bullshit. We all know that. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can understand why they did it because no one would believe that, right? Like, hey guys, we went to the moon. Yeah, you know.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some pictures.
Yeah, it didn't happen, dude.
Is my yours?
Well, he said favorite. It's not that I believe it. It's my favorite. Yeah. Like when I see other people say it, I chuckle to myself. Is the birds are not real? Like that always puts a smile every time I see a bird now. I'm like, oh, lovely.
See, and then again, your thing applies where maybe like some of the birds are real or most of the birds aren't real.
Yeah. I actually had a huge bird just walk out into the street today that I was driving down. It was as big as a turkey, but it wasn't a turkey. It maybe if we have any like avian experts in chat, it did have kind of a long neck and it was roughly of a size of a big turkey and it didn't have ruffled feathers. It was very sleek.
Could have been a crane, some kind of crane.
But it was long legs. It was fat. It was a chonker. It was a unit. Yeah. And I was like, this bird, that's a bird. That's not like, if this is a spy drone, they're doing a really bad job.
Was it a goose? You ever seen a goose?
Yeah, yes, I've seen a goose. What's wrong with you?
Oh,
that's another episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a full episode. Yeah.
All right. Aaron Kintner writes, Dear Alan and Dave, what is your favorite horror movie, or what horror movie actually bothered you? Dave, is there one that you can recall that actually kind of stuck with you?
You know, when I hear that, the first thing I think of is The Shining, but I don't think it was so much the movie. The movie was really creepy for me, but I read the book, and like the movie that I made in my head when I was reading The Shining was messed up, and that one always, that's the first thing that pops up. So I'm going to say that one.
I will never forget, and it's right in the very beginning of the movie too. Ever seen the movie Hostel?
I think I have. That one was scary because it's like, oh, this could happen.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to visit Europe.
Yeah. In the very, like, pretty much in the very beginning, like the first person that gets tortured to death, basically, like they take a power drill and drill a hole in his leg, and I'm like, I've been stabbed before. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
But what killed me was,
you did that at Lowe's.
Is they take like a scalpel, and they cut the back of his ankles. So they cut his Achilles tendons.
Oh, Pet Cemetery too. Yeah.
And then when he tries to get up and run, he like his foot's on the floor and he falls. And I'm like,
oh, that's.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that happened in Pet Cemetery with the little kid with the scalpel. He's hiding under the bed, and the guy walks by, and he's just like,
yeah,
and it's just like a curtain. Right up the back of your leg.
Yeah. Celeste, you can unmute now. We're done talking about horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She really doesn't like them.
Yeah, no, I understand. Patricia Marie writes, Dear Alan, this is a two-parter. There's one. These are separate questions. One for you, one for me.
Oh,
Dear Alan, if Dave got arrested, what do you think he got arrested for? Public intoxication. Dear Dave, if Alan got arrested, what do you think he got arrested for?
assault.
God damn. Man, you and me are a party.
So like this. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that cop came up and was giving you shit about being drunk, so I just grabbed his service weapon.
Yeah. With your little grabby stick. It was a Tyrannosaurus Rex one. Yeah. It's like, whoop, gotcha.
I know. God, they're such babies. All right.
Get so upset.
He's wearing a vest.
I know.
I just wanted to go to heaven. Brian Johnson writes, Dear Alan and Dave. See, there's too much lore. People can't keep up. New readers have no idea what we're talking about right now. Brian Johnson writes, Dear Alan and Dave. Did you ever save up your money to buy a big toy when you were growing up? Mine was the original NES for $120. God, I would pay $300 for an NES right now.
Wow.
Dude,
an emulator.
No, that's not legit.
Oh, you want the full
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. And not those shitty little things that they made like a couple of Christmases ago. No. I want the original NES. I want the carts.
Big box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to blow the cartridges.
I would actually, if I had one of those and I had some games, particularly ones that I'm like very still familiar with, I would totally get the little video converter and play NES games on here for real.
I have an original NES right over there. I can see the box. But it's not like the original. It has the orange blaster instead of the gray one like I had when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was gonna say, oh well, if we both have one, we can network up, but I don't think they had that back then.
Yeah, they didn't do that back then.
We can't play Halo.
Save a game.
It'd be balling though. All right. I don't remember ever saving up my money to buy anything. I always, like, believe it or not, you're not gonna believe this. The only time that I can remember being really little and saving up my money, I bought stuff for other people.
This one again?
It's false. No way.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
this
So remember in the pre-show where I said like we'll cut back on the buttons tonight so that you can just focus on like the mainstays?
Oh.
Next week we'll go back to normal.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention.
No. You know, Dave, this was my fault.
Yeah. You got to be more clear with me.
Yeah. I can't just spring it on you that I expect you to do a good job tonight. Like I got to put that in writing days in advance. Like,
that's not what I was hired for.
Yeah. Ryan Seifert writes, Dear Alan and Dave, what was your favorite cartoon growing up? Dave, what was your favorite cartoon growing up?
I feel like I already said Transformers. Was that recently? Or was that might have been a different question for the same thing, something. But yeah, Transformers my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's got to be.
No. No, not again.
What?
The version of the Turtles that you were watching, it scares me a little bit. It's very gritty.
Yeah.
Very raw.
Well, I mean, they literally use bladed. First of all, they're like 7 foot tall. They're jacked. All right.
They are shredded.
And they walk around the city stabbing criminals.
They have blades. Most of them have blades. Well,
yeah.
Half of them.
Like, I don't know if you know this or not,
One of them.
but like when you're watching a movie and the character goes ha with a sword or ah and the bad guy goes oh and falls over, in real life they don't just die immediately.
No, it takes a while to bleed out.
Yeah, it's really bad. It hurts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're probably fine.
And
you're probably fine for a couple days.
They're flipping around telling fucking jokes while you're yeah. Don't forget. All right. Marilyn Wilimowski writes, Dear Alan and Dave, did you take any kind of shop class in school? Did you guys have shop class?
Do they have it anymore? Because I did take it. I remember it was like split through the year. There was like shop, and then we did like electricity, kind of like we'd build stuff, and then we learned like residential wiring. And I remember I was doing the electricity that always came like I understood it. It came naturally to me. And so they wanted us to do like one of those 3-way switches, and they give us the wire, and everybody's like, this color does this and this color does that. And I'm like, I don't care what the colors do. They're just wires. And my shop teacher looked at it and he's like, if you blow the fuse, you have to pay for it. And I'm like, it's going to work. And it worked because I know electricity. Yeah.
They still had shop class when I was like in high school, but it wasn't one of those things where it was like a requirement that everyone had it 1 year. It was, they basically only kept it for the kids that like, I mean, they're not going to make it. Come on. You know?
Oh yeah. They're not taking algebra.
Yeah. Like they're not going to read, you know, they're not going to be literate. That's ridiculous. Like if they're not literate by now, it's, you know, here's what a hammer looks like, you know.
And then they make more money than us right now.
Yeah, fuck.
They're contractors.
Yeah, sons of bitches. All right. And finally, D3 writes, Dear Alan and Dad, are you guys feds? D3, it seems like you would know what your dad does for a living, unless...
I'm really good at it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, D3, have you ever gone to work with your dad?
Yeah, I work in a shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Getting dirty.
Yeah, you should, I don't know, you might want to wind that one back a little bit next time. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I did sneak them in one time on second shift when management wasn't there. I just ran them in and it's like, here's the presses. All right, let's get out of here.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I am not a fed. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm disqualified from employment. I mean, I am everywhere else, so it's like it'd be weird if they hired me. Yeah.
Maybe it's like one of those things where the IT people will hire a hacker because they know the soft points where you can be attacked. You know? I don't know. Thought.
Are these the things that you think about during the day?
I'd try not to. I listen to podcasts, so I don't think.
Yeah. Like, because I know you have a job where, you know, like you've got a workflow, like you've got a process, but you've been doing it long enough that it's just second nature. Mm-hmm. So now that you've kind of set that away into your like primeval
the
brain,
robots are taking care of that.
Yeah. What do you think?
We don't want to get into that.
No, I kind of do. Like that's why I asked.
No, like I said, I always have like I have the muffs with I play a podcast, so I don't think, because as soon as I stop and then I start thinking and I'm like, oh, that's no good. I put podcasts in.
See, I don't do that. I don't listen to things like podcasts because I'm the type of person that either watches or listens to things with intent. Like I want to be able to recall the information and absorb it. And if I just have it on autopilot, I'm not really listening, you know? Like if it's just background noise, then I'm not going to be able to tell you what I just listened to. Like I won't have learned anything. I have to be focused on what I'm doing. And I'm constantly kind of like coming and going. So like I'll miss every other line. And
yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do that. Also, I hate podcasts. That's another thing. I know that's kind of an ironic thing to say, but podcasts are shit, and I don't listen to them.
Yeah. I think most podcasters probably don't listen to podcasts because you don't have time to do that when you're making your own.
No.
Especially if it's as technical as this one is.
I mean, I like one day just on a lark, I just like pulled up a page. And I was like, what are like like just show me some popular podcasts, and like the top 76 of them were some lady who could be described as a 4, talking about unsolved murders.
Yep,
that's a whole
lot of true crime.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, but it's always Christine from the nutritional bar doing it.
Yeah,
and you're like, it. Yeah, God damn that lady
knew it. Yeah.
The
guys, watermelon slushy is people.
It would have more protein then, though, wouldn't
it? It might, yeah.
If you eat people, isn't that protein?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay.
I assume. Good fats, healthy fats.
We've gone somewhere that.
Yeah, we don't want to go any further.
Yeah.
Need to go back.
Guys, we're going to be back after the break. Actually, hold on. We're not going to be back after the break. Let me tell you about tonight's next sponsor, which is did you hit the button, Dave?
No,
guys,
I had a backup.
This guy hasn't produced the show in a year and a half. Robots are doing it. He just admitted it. He wasn't even talking about his day job. He was talking about this. Robots are doing this. Dave's not even here. Dave pre-recorded this. He's not even on right now.
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah.
This is AI.
I just pulled up Skype and it says I'm not on a call. It's crazy.
I loaded an app into your computer.
Yeah, who have I been talking to? Okay. Guys, let me tell you about tonight's next sponsor, which is Pat Crest Botanicals, which you can find at patcrestbotanicals.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, all one word, It's Too Late, you get 30% off your order. I've actually got some of the Ascend 3000 right here. Can we get a shot of this? Am I still bleeding? Look.
It's not noticeable.
Okay, I think it stopped. Yeah, I started cutting myself to feel alive. And I started doing that after I took the Ascend 3000. which you can find at patcrestbotanicals.com. Promo code it's
30%.
Yeah, 30% off.
What are you even doing? Are you get on there?
All right. Guys, we're going to be back after the break with some story time with Uncle Alan. Don't go away. Your ad could be playing right now, reaching thousands of potential customers. Sadly, it's not, but it could be. Find out how to be an advertised sponsor for It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. Email us at info@alanmosley.tv. I saw just now because I was done with the viewer mail, so I closed it down, and I saw that there was some people over on the Twitter space sharing the show, and I thought, boy, they're really in for a treat tonight, aren't they?
What?
Jesus!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, they saw this.
Oh.
Yeah, they saw.
And they're like, other people should see this.
Yeah, but not in a good way. Like, oh, you guys gotta see this. Yeah,
you're not gonna believe this.
All right. Before we get to story time with Uncle Alan, let me finally tell you about tonight's last sponsor, which is the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, you get 10% off your order. And I actually have another new flavor here tonight.
Where are these coming from?
Dude. Yeah. It's crazy. He's always coming up with the nuttiest different combinations. He actually just had a sauce win an award.
An award?
An award. Yes.
I can believe it. It's delicious sauce, and he's a great guy.
I see what you're trying to do. I actually picked this one out because I knew this was right up your alley, Dave. First of all, it's on a white label, so that's how you know it's the best. And second of all, check this out. It's the Whiskey Habanero.
Oh.
Whiskey Habanero. How about that?
Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah. The ingredients are vinegar, whiskey, habanero, bell peppers, garlic, lime, chipotle peppers, and salt.
Ooh.
So whiskey, like they always list the ingredients in order from most to least.
Yeah.
Whiskey's number 2 in this bottle. Yeah.
So it's just
it's just whiskey with some garlic in it, yeah.
peppers floating around in there.
How in the fuck is this whiskey sauce only 5 calories? How is that possible?
Oh, it has calories.
Dave, you can just drink this whiskey and it's fine.
It's probably better than what I'm drinking right now.
It's fine.
Turning ditch whiskey.
Oh my god! Look at this. You can't make this shit up. Look at that. Look at the personal problematic meter. It's right in the middle. You you're on the knife's edge of whether or not you're going to spend the night at home or in jail. I mean, that's where you're at. That's the whiskey habanero, which you can get from the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which is tnhotsauceco.com. Promo code. It's too late. Brian resubscribed with Prime. They've been subscribed for 14 months. It's been that long? Wow. Question mark. Brian, you don't even know the half of it. All right. So I thought we've basically already done like 4 story times with Alan, but I thought I would finish with one more. But this one's actually not all, ha 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 ha, Alan made fun of a fat chick. This one's actually a little bit serious. So what the hell is something just bit me? All right. Yeah, we gotta upgrade the studio. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't have any pets, do you?
No. Yeah.
You might.
So anyway, there's something I've been thinking a lot about lately. Now I know, before I say anything, that the kind of audience that watches this show, other than being degenerate clowns, they are the type of people that are against the war on drugs. That they know that the war on drugs has caused way more harm than good. That there's the principled stance that free consenting adults should be allowed to do what they want, particularly with their own bodies, and consume whatever they want. And not to mention that the police state and the bloated prisons and everything that goes along with trying to have a prohibition on substances. And nothing that I'm about to say necessarily changes in principle what I think about those things. But an old friend of mine a few weeks ago passed away, and they were of an age of me. And that's a weird feeling, by the way, when someone close to your age that you knew in what seems like a former life at this point dies, and you're like, whoa, that's not supposed to happen. And I know what they died, and I'm not gonna say their name, unlike Christine. I'm not gonna say their name because that's not important, and I'm not telling the story in any way to tarnish their memory. But I know that they died of a heroin overdose. I don't think that they were trying to do it.
Not usually, yeah.
But what does that even mean, right? Because they were trying to take it, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like they knew what they were doing. But we surmise that that's not the outcome that they wanted. But, you know, like I could say I'm trying to go to the moon and I strap a rocket to my back, but when I burn up on re-entry,
what did you expect?
Yeah, so you might remember, I've actually shared some of the videos before, definitely back on the old show. There was those interviews that Milton Friedman did on the Phil Donahue show back in the day. I remember my mom watching Phil Donahue way back in the day. That was before Oprah, when Oprah was still just a fat weather girl. And she must like those nutritional shakes. And they had this whole bit where he was talking about these sort of topics and about how basically without necessarily using the same words, he was talking about self-ownership. And in one of the examples was talking about drugs, and another one of the examples was talking about suicide. And he had made, Milton Friedman, talking to Phil Donahue, had made the comment that if you wanted to kill yourself, you're my friend, and I wouldn't want you to do that. And I would reason with you. I would debate with you. I would even beg you not to do it. But if you were completely set on your decision, then I would have no right to stop you, because you have the most say on your own being. And that's one of those clips that you can find on YouTube that has like millions of views because it's a very popular moment in TV history and all that. And I know that from a principled standpoint, he's basically basing that on self-ownership, and that he's not wrong from that perspective. But my old friend, and it's a she, she was the kind of person that was always the life of the party. To the extent, and I say this out of love, to the extent it's almost too much. It's almost like we're just trying to chill and watch a movie. You don't actually have to climb a tree and jump off like with a blanket and say it's a parachute. Like, you don't have to do that. And so anyway, that was the kind of person she was. She was awesome. Nobody had a negative relationship with her. She was one of those people that it was just, if in any friend circle, anywhere you go, if you brought up, oh, hey, did you hear about so-and-so? Everyone would smile and say, oh, here we go. What'd they do this time? Because everyone thought highly of this person. And I think a lot of us knew that they were struggling in some ways, and that they like to partake in substances every now and again. I think we probably all have some friends that maybe like to partake in some substances that you cannot readily find at Walmart, at least on the store shelf. Maybe around back. And I've been thinking a lot of things lately. Like a good friend of mine who does substances, but the substances they do are not the type of thing you're going to OD on. I actually made the comment to them that, I wish you wouldn't do that so much. And it wasn't because I'm being a Karen or a prude and like, oh, it's for dopes. Yeah, it's the devil's lettuce or whatever. I'm not being that kind of person. But it's like, that's a big part of your identity. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not good, because you're not, like, you could do so much more. And this is, like, you're languishing in it. Like, I'm glad, I mean, if it's a recreation you enjoy and all that, if it makes you feel good, then I guess more is the better. But I've started to more recently think less about people doing things because they can and because they should be allowed to, or because it makes them feel good. And I've started to wonder more, why are they doing it? Are they doing it because they're filling a need that they're not getting, or because they have some kind of hurt that can't heal otherwise, or they think they're self-medicating, right? Like that. Mm-hmm. Are you just self-medicating? A lot of time, yeah. And it's so crazy with our friend, because she was always so just larger than life, just exuberant and smiling and happy and just always a burst of energy, that you just couldn't believe that she would have some type of wound that needed to be dressed, I mean, I didn't think anything of it. She had a nice family. Everybody thought a lot of her. But it is what it is. We're running out. And so to circle back to that whole thing about the Milton Friedman thing is, I think, actually, no. Actually, I think if you were dead set on jumping off that bridge, I think I would tackle you. I think actually I would just like get the 9-iron out of my trunk and just like I think it sucks that I have to hurt you, but I think I would beat the shit out of you so that you'd have to go to the hospital with bludgeoning wounds rather than be dead. Mm-hmm. And I know that there's going to be some neckbeard lawbird out there that's going to say, well, that's violating the nap because it's their choice. Fuck you. They're alive. I'll let you jump. You can jump.
Won't violate your nap.
Well, it's because if I had been there and I had known that she was about to make this really poor decision, even if I had known that it's exactly what she wanted to do. Even if I had known it's what she wanted to do and that's exactly the outcome she expected, I'm not going to let you do this. No. You're going to have to fight me. You're going to, because I'm not going to just let you do it. And it made me think about some other topics too that we've talked about on this show and are kind of red meat, like that low hanging fruit for people that have some of the worldviews that we have, that base everything on the non-aggression principle or self-ownership or whatever. And again, I'm not saying that those things are just invalidated because someone I care about passed away. And I'm not trying to make an appeal to emotion or anything, but I think about how sure are you? Is there anything that would move you from that position? There's this little exercise, like in college bowl season, for instance. People like to gamble on the bowl games and stuff, and ESPN does this thing where you predict all the bowl games, but the way they do the scoring system is you rank your predictions from first through whatever 60th, whatever it is, based on how sure you are. So if a game that you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm really sure this one will win, I'm the least sure of this pick. And I kind of ask people, it's like, I want you to take the things that you think you believe, like your little believies that are deep down here. And I don't mean the things you believe, like going to the moon or birds or Santa Claus. I mean, like the things you live by. And I want you to rank them of how sure are you of that thing. Because I kind of don't trust people who say that I'm 100% sure that I'm right on everything I think. That tends to make me actually think that person's less impressive or intelligent, not more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've been doing that to myself. It's like, well, I remember when Scott Horton was here a few weeks ago, one of the questions I asked him, ironically, in the lightning round, you know how those go, was, have you changed your mind on anything? And he gave one that actually got some people in the comments kind of talking amongst themselves. I think it kind of raised some eyebrows to hear him say it. He said, yeah, I know that the state's not supposed to have like a monopoly on violence or whatever, but I'm kind of wishy-washy on the death penalty. Maybe we should have a death penalty. Now, all the cool kids say you shouldn't have a death penalty. It's wrong, and the state shouldn't be the one carrying it out. But some people need to get got.
Yeah.
So, if you were implying vigilante justice, is that not the same thing as the death penalty? It's just being carried out a different way.
Lynch mobs, yeah.
Yeah, like if you think Judge Dredd's cool, he sentences everybody to death. So, And so I've been thinking a lot lately about the things that I believe and ranking them on how sure I am. And as it pertains to, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not saying that I'm suddenly going to become an advocate for the drug war because I know someone who suffered a terrible fate. And I know she did it. I know because we believe in personal responsibility, right? That's a thing we believe in. And I know that she's responsible. But I guess my response would be like to you is like, yeah, but if you could have stopped her, would you have done it? Or would you have been like, not me, she's the one responsible? Because I think those of us who knew her, we would have we would have stepped in. Are we all not good anarchists now because we would let that happen? Do you want those things going on like in your community? Like, oh, okay, well, drugs are legal. We're not going to have a drug war. Well, that won't affect me because my neighborhood's nice. Well, what if it isn't? What if your community decided, okay, well, that's cool and all, but we don't want that here? Well, how far are you willing or able to go to make it not happen there? I don't know. Those are some tough questions. But anyway,
what do we got?
Hold on, I don't have the button. Here we go.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for right there. Guys, we're going to be back to wrap up the show right after this commercial break. Don't go away.
If you're enjoying tonight's show, consider supporting the program by becoming a member of our Patreon. That's over at patreon.com/Alan Mosley.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Alan Mosley TV. You can follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/Alan Mosley TV. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Alan Mosley TV. Also, go and support a free speech platform. We're on Odyssey. It's odyssey.com. It's Too Late with Alan Mosley or @Alan Mosley TV. But if you're more of a listener than a watcher, you can get us on iTunes, Google, Stitcher, and more, but mostly Spotify. Thanks to Spotify podcasts. It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. And also, guys, go and buy the best damn coffee in the world.
It's good.
Made by the hero of Mogadishu himself, Steve Fox, at foxandsons.com. Do you have a final thought?
That was actually really good, what you were saying there. Like, I've listened to like the hardcore libertarian philosophers talking about philosophy, and you know, you have nap is 100%. Like, they tell a story where you fall off a roof and you grab onto a flagpole on your way down, and that person says, "Get off my property." And to do the right thing, you have to let go and die.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I guess I'm going to violate the nap and walk through your door and leave.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be a little realistic.
Yeah, I know the example you're citing. It's something Walter Block's talked about. And he's been on the show a couple times, and I love Walter Block. But I would even go a step further and say, not only do you not just let go of the flagpole, but then you and the boys come back and kill that motherfucker for even suggesting that you had to drop. Because that's not somebody who gets to live in your building.
Yeah, or your society.
No. It's
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I went like down the libertarian anarchist like slope, and then I'm kind of like, but that's a little crazy.
I think where a lot of people get hung up is this is like after party type talk, because the finale's like 3 minutes long, and then the music will stop, and then we'll be awkwardly sitting here during the credits and be like, so would you have for dinner? And it'll be all weird. So, but anyway, to finish that thought, I think where a lot of people get hung up is they believe in a lot of this absolutism.
Mm-hmm.
But even when you believe in something so absolutely, it's the application. Right? So, like if you were to say that, well, you can't aggress upon others, and I would say, okay, well, if they do, then what? And I don't want some wishy-washy, the arbitrator's going to decide. No. How do you handle the situation when someone else has aggressed upon you? And I know that there's principles of proportional force and all that. You can't strafe their house with an AC-130 because of some grass clippings hit your yard or anything. But then it's like, yeah, but what if they've already aggressed? Talk about the government, talk about the state.
Oh.
There's a lot of people that say, well, you can't just go around indiscriminately hanging senators from their entrails. And I'd say, yeah, but they're all a bunch of pedophiles and murderers. Let's get to it, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
What are you waiting on if they haven't aggressed?
Mm-hmm.
What are you waiting on? It tells me you're not going to do shit. Anyway, Dave, this is your fault. Once again, you've ruined another segment. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of It's Too Late. And we will see you next week.
It's going to be a good after party.
Yeah, this after party's going to be lit.
Yeah. Talk about Doorbell Bombs LLC.
Yeah.
One of our friends. Yeah.
No, the after party is just going to be a blank screen or a frozen image, and then the channel says this channel no longer exists.
Yeah. What was it? CISPA? Was that the thing where they?
So, what did you have for dinner?
Oh, I actually just burnt some mozzarella cheese with some seasonings.
Jesus, Dave.
Yeah. It was crispy. It felt like a carb.
That's it. We're going to Poncho's.